I have been to some of the most rat-infested parts of Singapore.
Is that a rat?
Yeah.
Wait, did I kill it?
No,
I hope
I don't think
not.
so.
To investigate what's causing the surge in rodent sightings. In this episode, we find out what will it take for us to win the war on rats.
This is a rat contraceptive.
It's very palatable, high in fat, sugar, and a lot of maize inside.
Could this be the solution we need?
I've prepared some rat specimens for us to look at over here. These are taxidermid rats. There are two species that are recognized, your Norway rat as well as your roof rat.
Why do we need to know the differences between these rat species?
It's very important to know which species is causing a problem in an area, because if I was dealing with the roof rat, I might start looking for them in roofs, high structures. If I was looking at the Norway rat, then I will look at the ground structures, whether it's your sewer, canal systems, or the burrows.
How do the roof rats get into false ceilings in the first place?
They are really good climbers, so they are going to climb whatever vertical structures that they can get a good grip on.
Sewer rats traditionally live in burrows, and their presence can easily be detected with this instrument called a videoscope. But for these false ceilings, it's hard to tell how many rats are lurking in there, because videoscopes can't reach those areas. But I may have found something that might work. Hi! I think you found me. Hello.
Hey, hello.
Hi, what is this?
This is our Falcon robot used to inspect false ceilings for rodent monitoring and infestation.
Okay.
You want to grab the ladder?
I just have to take off my shoes. I didn't realize this was what I had to do. Okay.
So, inspecting of false ceiling for monitoring rodents and rodent infestation is a very common weekly process that pest control companies do. We see an increasing number of rodent infestation in various buildings, and that makes this routine check important.
Can I have a look at how this one works
Yes.
then?
So what you see here is a view from the eyes of our Falcon robot.
Yes.
Our robot has eyes both in front and back. So you can see without having to turn around. So beyond that, the robot can easily navigate uneven and difficult spaces.
How does the Falcon make the work of a pest controller easier?
You can imagine that when a pest control officer is inspecting a building, it's a huge area that they have to inspect. And even for them to clearly look in a dark false ceiling, is very, very difficult. But with the robots, they can deploy the robots, and the robots can go to nook and corners of the false ceiling to identify and geotag the scratch marks and rodent droppings.
Why is there need then to look out for these rodent droppings and scratch marks?
Depending on the color of the droppings, it's easy to say is the rodent activity happened 3 days ago, a week ago, or just hours ago. The scratch marks and rodent droppings give an idea of which specific location is the activity of rodents the most. So that the pest control companies can act upon these specific sites in the false ceiling and not all the area, which would be too expensive and cumbersome.
So how has the take-up rate of the Falcon been?
So we now have a Singapore-based pest control company now using the platform commercially, deploying the robot in a number of sites. So these are shopping malls, these are convention centers, these are schools, office buildings that we are trialing.
The Falcon is one weapon in our arsenal of new and emerging tools used in the battle against rodents in Singapore. But that's just dealing with rats living in false ceilings. What about those scurrying around our food centers and neighborhood? Well, my co-host Chia is back in Toa Payoh, armed with a novel solution. Could this work?
There's a lot of alcohol.
As of 12th June, Talking Point's Rat Them Out task force received more than 600 submissions of rat sightings across Singapore. More than 10 were at food centres and markets. I head to some of the locations highlighted by viewers. How has rats being in the market affected the business?
Customer, they might just come and order, suddenly a rat coming up from the store, they might think that, wow, your store, you never keep proper hygiene, so it may affect your business.
对，我就怕它跑进来，怕咱们搞这个卫生啊就不好的啊，我就不懂着它不要给它进来。
像金瓜啦、番茄，什么都有，它就这边吃一点，那边吃一点，害你全部都要丢掉。
很难，你都做不到它。你去做看，它跑很快，你做不到的。
应该是很难解决了，老鼠生育力很强啊，解决了好像没有了，等一下又跑一大堆出来了。
Actually, it's not a problem with the store sometimes. You can see rats going in and out, running from the drain. You can't do anything.
Dealing with rats in markets is a tricky situation. This is a list of markets and food centres in Singapore. Some are managed by the National Environment Agency, or NEA. Some are by town councils, which manage the daily operations of public housing estates in Singapore. And the rest by private operators. If the rats are found in the common areas of a market run by a town council, the responsibility lies with them to get rid of the rodents. But if rats are found within the stalls, the onus lies with the individual stall owner to get rid of the rats. But the issue with rats in markets are often not as straightforward. Alright. The thing with rodent issues, it's not clear-cut, right? Because sometimes it's because the neighborhood is already infested with rodents, and that's why there's this issue at the store. So shouldn't NEA step up in terms of assisting the store owners with these issues?
Yeah, you're right, and we do. Other than our role as a regulator, we come in and engage all the stakeholders. We have a 2-month island-wide Paro surveillance program where we collect Paro data. So this data is then analyzed and then we share it with all the stakeholders so that they can do very targeted intervention. We also work with the managing agents of the centres. We give them guidelines. We can also review their pest control regime to ensure that they are doing the right thing. For the town councils, we have also conducted training to uplift their capability in terms of managing rat infestation.
So you say that you provide guidelines and you provide training, but how is that NEA stepping up to help the store owners? Is there a concrete solution?
Yeah. Okay, so as a regulator, we also conduct inspections. For example, in a hawker centre setting managed by the town council, so the town council will take care of the common areas. And then each licensee is to take care of their respective stall. And also we have the SFA that is in charge of food establishments. So NEA will come in as a coordinator, bringing the stakeholders together. When there is a high population of rats in the area, NEA will come in to coordinate the efforts. Because in a market setting, there are multiple stakeholders. NEA will come in, we will direct them what to do. We can even serve a notice to require the premises manager to put in place measures. And the measures will include culling the rats.
Why is there a need for so many stakeholders? Can it not be streamlined?
Okay, so tackling rat is not easy. It does require all stakeholders to play their part. If let's say NEA were to come in and work with stakeholders to bring down the rat population, but the licensee do not practice good refuse management, you will see rats coming in again.
Singapore isn't the only city with a rat problem. In 2022, Hong Kong piloted a novel alcohol-based trap, and trialled them at 3 local markets. One of the markets managed to catch 84 rats in less than 3 months. Could this work in Singapore? We found one pest control company in Singapore that carries these alcohol-based traps. So, my co-host Stephen Chia has arranged to have it deployed here at a market in Toa Payoh. These traps have never been used in Singapore markets till now, since most markets still favor conventional methods like glue traps and rat cages.
We have done a recce of this place, and what we found is that there's some rodent activities here. So this will be the best place for us to place the rodent trap. How does it actually work? Okay, it has 2 components. Over here is the feeding stations.
Okay.
Inside here is where the rodents will get trapped. Okay, so we will put a solution there. Basically, the rodents will drown in it. It will not stink because it has alcohol content inside the solution. We will be using sunflower seeds.
Okay.
Sunflower seeds has a very high fat content, which rodents like. At the same time, when they finish the kernel, you have shell left behind. So that will be a telltale sign that the rodent have been feeding at this stage.
So it also helps you tell whether they've been here or not. And the rats like these sunflower seeds.
Yes.
One of their favorite foods.
Correct. You have a staircase here. We'll also place sunflower seeds along here. So they follow the sunflower beds and they'll go in. Can you see this black bar here?
Yes.
So the moment this black bar is touched,
oh, it will flip through. Do they go in there and they drown?
Yes, correct.
How many rats can it catch?
It's able to catch 20 rats at one time.
That's a lot of alcohol. Okay, I couldn't tell, but once I got in there, oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, it's like your hand sanitizer times, I don't know, 50. You know, the potency. Okay.
So it needs to be that strong in order to prevent the rodent from decomposing.
They won't be put off by this smell. This smell won't seep out through the top.
It will, but because of the lure of the food, it will actually keep enticing them to come in.
But my understanding also is that rats are quite smart and they have this fear of trying new things, right?
Yes, that's true. When we set up these stations, we will not switch on the trap for the next 3 days. We want them to associate this trap as a feeding station.
So the first few days, you just leave it, let them come and
just
eat,
giving them free
have a
food.
good time, enjoy.
Yes, correct.
And then they'll tell their friends, hey, check out, I found this new condo that has some food.
Yeah, so when the rats go up, right, they also leave behind a pheromones. So this will actually encourage other rats to come in as well.
Oh.
Yeah, so once they're very comfortable, keep coming back to this station, that's when we will activate it with a switch.
But won't the guy coming up with him suddenly say, hey, where did Michael go?
So once he dropped in, basically they can't see the companion has been inside the box anymore. So the new rats will just keep coming back in.
And they won't figure out that basically they've lost somebody, one of their friends.
Yes.
How does this compare to other traditional rat traps?
At any one time, you can catch up to 20 rats, whereas a traditional rat trap can only catch 1.
That's right.
And you need to be there within a few days. If not, the rats start decomposing. There'll be a very bad smell.
That's right.
You have maggots crawling everywhere. Well, with this contraption, the rats can be in the solution for up to 30 days without being decomposing. So our objective is to trap as many rats as possible within the shortest amount of time. You can observe that actually I placed the ladder inwards rather than outside, because rats are very secretive and they are very scared of being in open places. They like very tight corners. So we actually put it in such a position that they feel very comfortable.
So we've set up 2 traps, one at the wet market, one more here at the food center. Godfrey's going to come back in 3 days to see whether the rats have taken to the trap, whether they like it and they're hanging out there. I will come back in a week because I'm really curious to see just how effective this trap really is.
But before that happens, I'm about to discover yet another potential solution in our war against rodents.
So this is a rat contraceptive?
Could this nip the rat problem in the bud? April, New York lawmakers proposed using birth control designed for rats to reduce its rodent population. As luck would have it, there's one company in Singapore that have them in stock.
Hello, Yue.
Hey, hi.
Hi. So I hear you have contraception for rats.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. It's pretty new in this region. This is it. They consume this. And there's an active ingredient called gossypol that helps to prevent the rats from reproducing. When the male eats this, the sperm counts drop, and also the sperm can't really move.
Okay.
Right? And when the females consume this, the menstrual cycle gets disrupted.
How often do the rats have to eat this?
So for that to be effect, they have to continuously consume it daily for about 4 weeks.
But do they have to eat one whole thing?
No, doesn't really matter how much they eat. But once they stop, after 4 weeks, the effect still continues for another 6 weeks.
The first 4 weeks they have to eat enough for it to make some effect on the system.
Yes, exactly. It's like contraceptive for humans also. Yeah. Once you're off the pill, you're fertile again. So there has to be regular dose intake. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so if rats are so scared of new things, won't this also be a new thing that they may not try?
But it's very palatable. High in fat, sugar, and a lot of maize inside.
Won't they figure out when they try and have babies and they realize nothing is working?
They just see this as food. Because it doesn't have any side effects. They will not draw the conclusion that this is affecting their reproduction system.
4 weeks seems like a long time to, control the population. What about just culling?
But it's not an either-or situation here. If you just do culling, there are still pairs that will escape and start to breed. Your problem just continues and accumulate. So this puts an end to that. But we're not selling it yet.
Oh, not yet?
This product is not out in the market yet. It's still undergoing registration with NEA. Because rats, they do carry diseases that can transmit from human to human. Because NEA needs to certify that it is safe, that such things when being consumed by the rodents will not pass on to us.
So when can we expect to see this product on the market?
I don't have a definite answer of when this will be ready to be commercialized in the market because the registration is all with NEA and the ball is really in NEA's court.
At the time of this production, those rat contraceptives have yet to be approved for use in Singapore. Meanwhile, remember the alcohol-based traps we placed a week ago?
Ooh.
Okay, as you can see, there's some sunflower seed shells, which possibly mean that the rats have been coming here and feeding on it. So that's a good sign.
Is that rat poop?
Yep, those are rat poop as well. Yep. So we're going to bring the box out to the open area where it's easy for us to check. One, two, three.
Oh! Ew! The two.
Yep.
In a funny way, I mean, it doesn't smell too bad. It smells quite pleasant, actually.
Okay, so next what we're going to do is that we're going to scoop it out and place it into the pail.
This bin here? Okay.
Yep. So you have the honor of scooping them out.
Oh! How fortunate. Okay. Good. I'm not sure if this is a pleasant way to die or not. But all things considered, it's a very clean system.
Yes, it is.
So we played this here for only a week.
Yes.
And we caught two.
So they are the younger ones, so they tend to be more naive when it comes to traps. So if we are catching the bigger ones, means that we are really targeting the rodent population. So we have to place this here for another maybe a month to see what are the sizes of the rats that we are catching.
Oh, so only if you catch the big rats, then you know it's sort of doing well.
Yes, correct.
It's a good trap, you know? Okay, so if we had left this for a longer period of time, it's possible that the older ones will then come.
Let's close it and then we go on to our next location.
And let's see. Oh, there are three. Oh, one really small guy. And one, this looks pretty big. This guy looks pretty big. Sorry, buddy. But we know rats are really smart, right?
Yep.
Won't they eventually figure out this trap too?
You can even switch location. So it could be that the rats are actually feeding from another location. So we might want to switch over to that location to trap those rats.
Compared to the other types of traps, This seems like a good idea because it really is a lot cleaner and they don't decompose, so you kind of don't feel as bad for the rats. And the fact that they don't decompose, they don't attract other insects who come and feed off them. So I think it's a better way overall. Yeah?
It has been 7 weeks since we asked you to submit your rat sightings to us. And Stephen and I are back at Singapore's top rodent neighborhood, according to Talking Point's rat heat map, Toa Payoh. We spotted multiple burrows and rats when we were last there in April.
You guys missed the friend on the...
Wait, did I kill it? No,
I hope
I don't think so.
We had sent our findings to the town council and are back to see if the situation has been rectified.
Oh, something ran into the bush.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Do you see it?
Yeah. It's staring right at us.
there. Oh, right in there. He's just gone behind the bushes.
So we've been walking around for an hour and we spotted 2 rats.
Yeah.
It's such a big difference still from the other night, because the other night you just saw rats running around everywhere.
Really?
They weren't even
Okay.
afraid of us. They would just run across us.
I see.
So there is an improvement. It does feel a lot cleaner here.
Okay, which is a good thing for the residents who are living here because it means they have to deal with less rats,
Yes.
which is nobody wants rats.